Hello everybody, and welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy 2! So, within the last part, we went through the main mission and the prankster comments for Twisty Trials and Stone Cyclone Galaxies. And now moving on to the next galaxy, which we can only proceed through if we just happen to have at least for 100 stars. Now for this next galaxy, now actually brings back quite a few things from the first Galaxy game. Yeah, this one's called Boss Blitz Galaxy. Now, if you recall, way earlier in the playthrough, we did have ourselves a rematch against Bugaboo from Galaxy 1. Well, for this galaxy, they bring back not one, but five other bosses from the previous Galaxy game. And we fight them one after another. Starting things off is the very first boss of Galaxy 1, Dino Piranha. And if you've played Galaxy 1, then you should probably know how to deal with these guys already. Now essentially for those of you who don't, now you simply just have to spin into Dino Piranha's tail, so we can essentially have the big ball in his tail come right back at him. But anyways, I guess I should say this as well. The music that plays for all of these returning bosses, the music that plays for them, they also get to make a return here too. So if you enjoy these pieces of music, well, you get to listen to them again. All right, and so with that, with Dino Piranha out, now it's time to have ourselves another rematch against King Kaliente, as he once again rises out of the lava. But first off, before we get to the fight with him, yeah, go underneath him. So then we get ourselves not only a life shroom, but also here's where we get ourselves the comment medal. Okay, now essentially what you do, now for those of you who have not fought against some King Kaliente before, now you essentially just have to make sure that we spin attack into the green coconuts, so that we can essentially just fling them right back at him, while at the same time we try our best to avoid not only the fire coconuts, and also the blue lava bubbles that he spawns in. But anyways, yeah, that right there is King Kaliente again. And now for the next boss is actually my favorite boss from Galaxy 1. Here he is, Major Burrows. You know what this means. Now that we get to hear the awesome music again, but also the lovely sound effects from him too. Oh my god, I just love hearing those every time I replay not only Galaxy 1 but also this game too. Yeah, that's why when I went through Galaxy 1 with Mario and Luigi for this channel, yeah, that's why I kept on going through not only the music but also the sound effects for Major Burrows too. But anyways, for those of you who have not fought against Major Burrows before, now you simply just have to wait until you get Major Burrows to officially come out of the ground. Yeah, and then you simply just have to ground pound the floor so you can get his whole entire body out of the ground. Then you simply just have to spin attack into him. Yep, and that's all there is to it when it comes to Major Burrows. And then as we head off into the next fight, we now get ourselves a checkpoint but there's also a Lumily if you want to get yourself another life stream. But anyways, now for this next fight is what it was once considered the most toughest fight for the majority of people who have played against who have played Galaxy 1, Bouldergeist. Now, for those who've now fought against the Bouldergeist before, you simply have to wait until Bouldergeist sends out these black boos called from Bomber. These black boos called bomb boos. Yeah, so then we can spin attack so we can spin into the bomb boo's ton. So then we can use them to explode him. And as you've been saying, to essentially help you out with this fight, you can actually spin. Now you can actually use your star bits to knock down the boulders that he is about to throw at you. So then you won't have to. You have to worry much about that. Yeah, and then as soon as you get out of his rock formation, you simply have to utilize a bomb to attack his uvula. And then, as you can see, he grows himself 2 arms, and 2 arms and hands to attack it with as well. And you can also utilize the bomb boost to damage his arms / hands as well too. Now, as I said previously, I did play Galaxy 2 before Galaxy 1, meaning that this was actually my first time facing off actually against these five bosses. And honestly, I did not understand previously, like, why were there so many people were complaining about what they went through against from a Bouldergeist. Yeah, but even though I have now played Galaxy 1, yeah, I still don't get why people have such a difficult time fighting from a Bouldergeist. Yeah, for those of you who have seen my playthroughs of Mario and Luigi when I went through Galaxy 1, yeah, I still did not have that much of a difficult time when I was faced up against from Bouldergeist before. But anyways, now for the final returning boss is Fiery Dino Piranha. Now the same fight. Now is essentially the same fight as what we went through with the regular Dino Piranha. Instead, this time you have to wait for his tail to not be on fire before you can actually spin attack into it. So you essentially have to make sure that his tail is no longer lit on fire, so that you do not get yourself burnt up. And with that is all 5 for previous bosses from Galaxy 1 defeated again. And here's a lovely power star. And now you shall give it to me. Ding ding, bang ding ding ding, link, bang ding. Alright, and with that said, we are getting pretty close to reaching the total number of stars that we need to get. Yeah, we are getting pretty darn close. Yeah, 117 so far. But anyways, now we've unlocked that. We can now move on to that Hungry Luma. But first off, looks like a green one followed you back. Don't see those fellas often. I bet he's got some interesting tales to tell. Why don't you go say hello? I think I will do that. So yeah, this is actually the only time in the game where we actually get to see a freaking green Aluma, where in the last game we definitely saw at least 3 of them, but this time we only see like 1 of them. Yeah, but anyways, now let's see what he has to say. If only I can find him, that is. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, I simply just went all around looking for him. Sinking the cosmic jewels. It's been our lifelong pursuit. There is a saying that they could be found when all of the stars have been collected. Now, what this Luma is telling you, yeah, you essentially have to collect every single power star first. And that being 120. Oh yeah, and speaking of stars, now if we want to get to that hungry Luma over there, we need to get at least 100 and 100 and 110 power stars. And with this hungry Luma, I hope you got a lot of star bits because, yeah, look at that. You need at least 2,000. At least 2,000 to open up the next galaxy. So yeah, this is why I've been saying I hope you farm a whole bunch of star bits because yeah, hungry Lumas like this one can take up a whole lot. Yeah, I mean a whole lot. But however, this is not going to be the end of collecting a bunch of star bits, though. It is definitely still not going to be enough powers star bits for this whole entire game, by the way. Yeah, for those who play this game, definitely know what I am talking about. But anyways, now we have our next galaxy opened up. And considering that we don't have the Prankster Comet in Boss Blitz yet, we may as well tackle this next galaxy. It's called the Flip Out Galaxy. Now, as you can probably tell by these red and blue platforms. Yeah, considering that the blue ones go in and then the red ones come out after the blue ones go back in. And consider what the title of this mission is called Wicked Wall Jumps. Yeah, we're gonna be spinning a lot, while at the same time making sure that we don't fall off constantly. And we have to need to utilize the power of our wall jumps in this one. While at the same time making sure that we spin in order for us to get to the next, so that we can actually open up the next wall. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be doing this. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be doing that a lot. Oh yeah, and also these star bunnies are now telling you, yeah, they essentially tell you what exactly you really need to do if you want to be able to get through this. And then after that, the game is like, hey idiot, hey idiot, if you do not know how to spin so far, jeez. But anyways, everyone, yeah, we're definitely gonna be spinning a lot here, yeah. And while at the same time, making sure that we utilize the wall jumps so that we can actually get to where we actually need to go. And for some of these, we need to make sure that we spin just at the right moment, or otherwise down we go. Oh yeah, and also as you can see now along our path, we not only have to deal with a few spawns, not only a few spawn enemies, and we also have to deal with a few chompers too. So essentially, yeah, making sure that you essentially hit yourself by them so that you essentially go down to the pit below. Okay, now for this one, yeah, we need to make sure we do that so then I can utilize my spin jump as soon as I get ourselves over there. Oh yeah, that's right. And also along the way, we got ourselves a few spike traps for us to deal with too. Yeah, so essentially timing is timing is key. If you want to actually timing is key. If you actually want to get through this, or if you actually want to get through this galaxy. So yeah, but anyways, now thankfully for this mission, they do give us not one but two checkpoints. So thankfully, if you die, you don't have to deal with too much. Oh yeah, you see here, yeah, now the timing is absolutely key here now, is because, yeah, now we have to make sure that we have these blue platforms out, so then we can actually utilize a wall jump. Now, in order for us to make sure that we don't get ourselves spiked as well. Oh yeah, and also, yeah, I saw that Yeah, I saw that up there. Yeah, that comet metal up there. Ow. Yeah, that was a bad timing for that. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Come on, make it over. Oh god, that was way too close. Now for the way we have to get that comet metal is now you have the red platforms out. Then as you launch up, spin. And then only utilize your long jump, yeah, and don't spin, because otherwise you're probably going to either hit those spikes or fall down. Or fall down into the pit. Now for this area is essentially where those start buttons would tell you about while jumping and spinning a lot. Because, yeah, as you can see, yeah, we're gonna be spinning while jumping a lot here. So that we can get ourselves to not only to the next wall, but also make sure that we continue, so that we can actually continue gonna get ourselves upwards. And there we have it. And booyah. So essentially, this one can be tough. Well, if you don't really know how to maneuver with not only your spins, but also the wall jumps too. Yeah, this one could definitely be a little bit tough. Yeah, that one could definitely be a little bit tough around the edges. Yeah, specifically if you're not that good at platforming. Yeah. But anyways, now we're done with that. Now here's the brings the comment for Boss Blitz. Alright, and with that, and I think we shall get started with that for the next one. And so, until next part, I'll see you guys next time.